Okay. So, starting a little bit late and a little bit rocky, but we'll get better as we go. Thank you for your patience and understanding. So, on behalf of Bowker, my identifiers, and author homepage, I want to welcome you to our webinar. This is all about how to build your author homepage website. We're going to jump right in to showing you not only what it does, but how you can do it yourself. And what we will do is we will start first by showing you the website, okay, that we've built using author homepage. It took about 2 hours for us to build this website. It may take you a little bit longer the first time, but it was an 8-book website, and it certainly is very easy to use even for someone who never has built a website before. And that's the way we designed author homepage. After we show you what the end product looks like, we're going to go the next level. We're going to actually go into the product as you would log in, and we're literally going to go take you through step by step to take you through all the features of author homepage. And then lastly, we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask questions. Now, some of you are Zoom experts, I see already, and feel free to use the chat feature to submit your questions. I've muted everyone so that you won't be able to hear each other and any questions that someone would ask, but we're all able to see the chat session, so feel free to put your questions and comments. We'll periodically take breaks so that I can look at them and then see what we can, see if I can answer them as we go. All right, so without any further ado, let me jump in. Let me go to this website. And so Forensic Instincts is a series of books for this particular author. It is an 8-book series, and author homepage was used to create a platform for this author to showcase 8 of their books. This is yet another way in which author homepage can be done. This particular author has 30 books has published 30 books, and these particular books are in the mystery, suspense, thriller genre. So as you can see on my screen, hopefully you're able to see all this. The purpose of the slideshow is a little bit of marketing to give people, the readers, a taste of what they might see. So we have a selection of over 1,500 images, and those images allow you to select from particular genres and anything that hits your fancy to showcase that title. Okay. Question, I'm seeing some users are not able to see the website. Can someone just send me a message in chat and let me know if they're able to see the website right now? Okay. Most people are able to see it, so those who aren't, it may take a little bit of time for it to get out to you. So thank you for confirming that. Let me do this. So I will show you how to build the slideshow, but it's a great way to market your books and to market you as an author. The center of any website, in this case of an author website, is the author itself. This is a picture of Andrea Kane, and as you can see, a biography about her writing. And within that, the author, we've placed some links to different books so that, in fact, for search engine purposes and other reasons, that people can discover not only the books in the Forensic Instinct series, but other titles that this particular author has written. As you can see, I mentioned that this is a series of 8 different books. Currently, the book that's currently released is No Stone Unturned, and that's the one that we're calling a bestseller and showcasing that to readers. Other books in this series you can see on the right, Dead in a Week, A Face to Die For, etc., etc. What we've also done, and I will actually go into each of those books, is that we've created a special page. So by clicking on the books area, as you can see, we now have one page where all the books of this particular author are showcased. So if you are a one book author to start with, perhaps just one book would be showcased. But as you grow your readership and as you grow the titles that you create, obviously it can expand with you. There is no limit to how many books you can add to author homepage. So let me do this. Let me go into this book, No Stone Unturned. And what you can see is, in fact, a very rich page. Beautiful book cover, description of the book. You can read that. And in this case, there's no excerpt, but if we had published an excerpt, that would be visible too. I also want to point out that if you have purchased a Biblet or book to look widget feature, that we integrate with that. This particular title is available. It does have a Biblet, so it is integrated with other products that you may purchase through my identifiers. And let me also just show you this, a contact page. It's very important to dialogue with your readers. So we give you the opportunity, if I fill this form in and then click send a message, in this case, it would send a message to me. If this was your author homepage website, it would send the message to you. It would send it to the email address that you, in fact, have subscribed with. Getting a question of what is a biblet, I'm going to save that to the My Identifiers folks. Biblet is a way to showcase pages in your book. I am not an expert on Biblet, so I'm gonna pass on that question unless I misrepresent the product. But I suggest that you go to the My Identifier site, look for Book to Look or Biblet, and read up about it. And in fact, if there are questions, reach out. My Identifiers is great customer service. They'd be happy to explain that to you. But it's a way to showcase the content, the actual written words inside your book. Okay. All right. So thank you for that question. Let me do this. So this gives you a general sense of what the author homepage looks like. What I'm going to do right now is this. I'm actually going to log into this website. So when you click on the login button, and I hope you're all able to see that, it asks you for login credentials. You can either use the handle that your website has been used, and it's basically a 6 or more character combination, and a password. And because I've been into the site before, it remembers it. You could also use your email address if that's a little bit more convenient for you. But one thing that you will see is that we press the login button, you immediately get another modal window that basically says, enter your verification code. So I am now looking at my cell phone, and on my cell phone, that's why we asked you for a mobile phone, I'm being asked to type in a 6-digit code, which I just did. And we do that for security. We don't want people hacking your website. So we do the best that we can to do that. And I see, let me do this. If I can, I can't quickly do that. I apologize for the ringing bell. This is acknowledgement that people are joining. And I apologize, we had set this up differently to basically, let me just see if I can quickly turn that off. Yeah, so we won't be disturbed. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. All right, so what you can see is the website looks similar, but you'll see some different things. First of all, you see these white bounding box dotted lines, and you'll see a little icon that indicates an edit function. That's a clue to tell you that this can be changed. So that's what's different about author homepage. It immediately is right in here. But let me do this. I'm actually getting, let me do this. Rather than logging into author homepage and changing this, let me log in. I think I promised you to actually create this from scratch. So let me go back and do this from scratch. So let me go into the webinar website. So it'll actually look like what you will see in your author homepage. So it looks different. I'm going to quickly just jump to this. I'm going to repeat the same process, ignore all this. That's the way my system is set up. A little bit different than yours. Okay. Now I'm where I really want to be. So here I am. This is the way your website would wake up uh, when you go through the demo or you purchase it. So it has placeholders, but it doesn't have content that you would necessarily want to use. So as you can see, what I was describing is these bounding boxes give you an indication that something can be edited. The bounding box as well as the little pencil icon. So in this case, if I were to go and create, again, we're going to recreate the Forensic Instincts website. And there are a variety of ways of doing this. I can use capital letters, mixed case letters. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. Let's see, we'll do this. And as you can see, what we typed just wound up in we now have a logo. This just built our logo. And if I don't like the way I did that, I can change this. Now, yellow is not my particular favorite color. So what we've done is we've actually allowed a whole color palette right out of the box. These have been designed by an artist to make sure that they all play beautifully together. And depending on the genre that you write in and the color palette, there's a whole variety of things, from things that are more suited to a children's market to things that are a little monochromatic if you're looking for that type of a look. I don't know. Maybe Silence of the Lambs, I don't know, Dracula, I don't know. Maybe we'll go The Shining. I like The Notebook. We'll go The Notebook. I think that looks better. Colors are now instantly changed and updated. Now, when you save your work, this is now immediately available to the rest of the world. So as you're editing it live, it's being saved, it's being backed up, all that behind the scenes for you. Let me quickly go into social media. We put these links here for you. I don't happen to remember what the LinkedIn handles are for this particular author, but we could update that if that was this author's LinkedIn handle. We could put that in. If, let's say, did not have a LinkedIn, we could delete that. And we can edit that social media very easily. Let me jump now through the About section. Okay. And what you can see is that, again, right now we have an image placeholder of the author's picture. What I can do is go in here now and put in a bio and I can fill in the name. And just like I can using the word processing, I can put bold if I wish to. And I've now created a bio, and you can see that it's here. If you wish to preview what the page is going to look like, you can leave edit mode and go into preview mode, and sure enough, you've now created your author profile. Okay, so let's go and actually create some books. So what I'm going to do is actually show you a feature. Let me do this. Let me take some questions that are coming in. Okay. So someone asked, can you control when this is published? Yes or no? You can't control when it's published. It automatically, every time you hit save, it's published. What you can control is whether or not a book is visible to the world or not. And I'll show you that in a little bit. Someone asked, is this an actual software package or a plugin? It is not WordPress. It is not a plugin. It's a software package that's built into a website that we have created. So I'll just answer that question. But let me do this. Let me create a book. Let me add a book. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a feature. I'm not going to do it with, with the Forensic Instinct titles, but I'm going to show you a feature that we worked very hard with Bowker My Identifiers to create. So this is, I'm a nonfiction reader, okay? And I'm just going to take this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a pretty famous nonfiction book. And I'm just holding up the cover, and there's an ISBN number. And this is kind of I have an old version of this book. I don't know if there's a new one. And what you can see, I'm just going to put in the ISBN number, and it's a 10-digit ISBN. So it's old ISBN. And now what I've apparently typed in is a valid ISBN, and I'm going to get the book data. Now, here's what's interesting. It retrieved the same cover that you can see right here. It also put in the title, the date published. Now, it didn't put a description or an excerpt in, but it got a lot of the information. So I'm just going to save that right now. And now my first book is now Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Took me no time at all. Next book, The Goal. Now, if you were an author and you were putting in your titles, you can see how quickly this is going to go in. So I'll do this. I could edit this title now if I wanted to, but I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to add the next book in. Good question. Someone asked, do you have to upload these in any particular order? That's really a great question. The answer to that is no. And I'll show you what happens when you enter it. You want to change the order of the books. So rather than having to delete what you've typed in, you're actually able to change that. So it looks like I typed this one in correctly. And here we have The Goal. And I'll save that as well. So I think you get the idea of how we can do this. And now The Goal is in. And now let me show you the other way of adding a book. And that's just by typing it in. So what I'm going to do is actually add a new book. And what I'll do is I'll just go here. I won't use the get the book data. What I'll do is I'll just put the title in, No Stone Unturned. The date published, there we go, March 2020. The author is Andrea Kane. And I don't remember the ISBN, so I'll leave it out for now and just say here is the new book. And an excerpt is here. And now I just saved that, but oops, that's not a particularly nice looking book. There's no book cover, so let's go ahead and add the book cover in. So I'm going to do that. What you see is a visual widget, and this is actually going to allow me to navigate. So let me go over. I have some files that I saved on my computer. It's going to allow me to do that, and here I see that. Now, what's nice about this is the ability to crop and zoom and reposition. So I can zoom into a book cover, I can zoom out. I mean, this obviously fits. Now we designed it, we kind of know a bit about book covers and what the right geometry is, so you can see it fits kind of nicely if the book cover has been designed properly. But I can also do this, I can also zoom out. And for some reason I wanted to do something like this. I'll just show you that that's actually what happens. And that's now your book cover image. Now, a question was, do you have to upload your books in any particular order? The answer is no. So as you can tell, in the sequence, I had these blank books. I put in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Goal, and then No Stone Unturned. I really want No Stone Unturned to be first, not last. So what we have is a rearrange tool that allows you to do exactly that. So what I can do is take this, drag and drop this to the first, save it, And when I refresh this page, okay, now No Stone Unturned is first in the other books category. Now, someone asked, what can I hide, or is it immediately publish? I'm going to disable this because I really don't want to show this book one. It's not really here. So let's refresh this page and let's see. Now, since I'm in edit mode, this book always shows up to me. But let me see if I can open up another window and let's see what happens. Well, this won't work. Let me go to another browser. And I'm going to go to a webinar. And in this browser, I'm not logged in. And as you can see, that book that I wanted to suppress is no longer there. Mission accomplished. Okay, so the next thing that I'd like to show you, let me go back to my editing window, is something else. So one of the things that we're particularly proud of is how good this website looks on a mobile website. Now, it's a little bit hard to see because of the editing. By the way, if you were on your cell phone right now, you could edit this website. So if you happen to be out at a book conference and someone says, I happen to see, this mistake, or I'd like to change something, and all you had was your cell phone with you, you would actually be able to do that. So I could actually edit this biography right here. This is now the mobile version. So if this was my cell phone I was sharing rather than a emulated cell phone, and you could see that. And if I go into live preview mode, now you can see that the text that I added in a mobile window would appear. One other thing, let me go back here. A question that we get often is, can I link my personal domain to this? And the answer is yes. So there's a little work that you have to do outside of this, but a domain that I have available to me is tryauthorhomepage.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in. I'm going to hit save. And this is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to go through a process of actually installing that domain on the server. So you won't be able to edit it using that tryahp.com domain, but you will be able to use that. So if you're, in this case, if forensicinstincts.com, I can show you that. So besides the ability to edit it, you have the ability to share that with your readers, which is exactly what you would want to do as an author. Okay. All right, let me do this. So let's see what some other things. I've showed you the personal domain. Here it's a good place to put your copyright. I'm the copyright owner. I won't spend time on Google Analytics tracking, but if you're familiar with digital marketing, that's an important way to track website visitors. Now that I've put the copyright notice, if I refresh this page, for example, now you can see where there was no copyright notice at the bottom of your screen. Now it's the copyright notice appears. So this is really relatively straightforward for people to use. I've showed you the color. Let me see. What else? Okay. Tell you what. Let's do this. I'd like to show you the slider. And before I build some images, I had a poll that was available in the other webinar, but tell me this, can you, folks, send me some messages on chat. Please tell me what genres you write in. What is your genre that you're creating books in? Just a couple of people, please, just send me a chat message. Say, I write mystery, I write children's. Just ping me in children's. Okay, what else? What else does everyone write? Nonfiction, self-help, boy, all over the place. Inspirational, religion, nonfiction, okay. Children's, literary, all right. So it's all over the place. Spiritual, okay, okay. Law, wow, very cool, very, very cool. All right, so everything. We don't have enough time for everything, but we'll do the best we can. All right, so let me do this. Let me do this. Let me go to the slider, and let me show you how we would create a slider. All right, so we've put some images in here as placeholders, just so that when it wakes up, you can see this. You can change any of the background images, and I'm going to do that. So here, I can add a slide image, or I can change a slide image. What you're going to see is, so I'll pick from a bunch of categories. So right now, we have 1,500 images from all different categories. So you can go through and pick, this one, I kind of like this one. Maybe this one. All right, I'm in the mood for a bulldog with plastic balls. That's a great look. And I have the option of either putting in a book cover if I wish to do that or not. In this case, I'm actually going to remove the book cover. Maybe I'll actually put it in. I'll change my mind. So I'm actually going to put in the book cover. And I'm just going to change the words. Bulldogs rule. And so what I can do is also, you know, there's a certain animation. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling around here. I can preview this, and you see how the word bulldogs rule just pops up. I kind of like that. That works. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, and now I'm going to save this. And it tells me that it saved the slider. And now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to refresh, go back. I'm going to go to the slider, and let's see what happens. Well, there we have our bulldog. So we've now, live on the fly, just changed the slider to be whatever we wished it to be. Let me go back, and let's go into something else. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the slide image, and I think we had some nonfiction writers. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, I haven't eaten lunch today, and I'm a little bit hungry. Let's see. Do we have any cooking? Yeah, okay. I'm in the mood for dessert. Hope everyone else is too. So that one looks pretty good to me. Okay. And I could put 2 lines in here if I wish. So chocolate. Hope no one's allergic. So I'm going to do that. And so now this is on the right-hand side. That actually kind of looks pretty good to me. What I can do is I can actually put it on the other side. Oh, did the wrong one, sorry. And I could preview that. Now the text is on the left. I don't like it there as much. It kind of gets a little bit washed out. So I'm actually going to go back. On the chocolate, I'm going to go change that. Oh. Do it here. I'll leave it as bounce. I'll save that. And I will go over here. And I'll refresh the page. And here we have our chocolate yum. Now, something else that I want to point out to you is I'll go over here, and this is our mobile version. Look at how great this looks on mobile. We just changed this and it looks beautiful. This is one of the things that we pride ourselves on. What you have here is actually, a separate mobile website, an independent desktop website, and the two are driven from the same content. That is a very unique solution, a very high-end solution that we've brought to this product. Okay. Well, let me, while I've been talking, what's happened is that the servers have been working in the background trying to link that domain, tryAHP, which didn't exist before, to this webinar website. And now I've just gotten a text message and also an email, and it told me, well, it's there, it's done, it's ready to go. So I'm going to go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in tryahp.com, and let's see if our bulldog shows up. And sure enough, it does. So right out of the box, you're able to sign up for author homepage, use, in this case, webinar, et cetera, to edit your website. That will be the way that you do this. Hopefully you've purchased your own domain. In our case, it's tryAHP. You can see it's a very simple place to edit it. There are some things that you need to do beforehand to make sure that works, but that's easy. That's easy to do. And then all of a sudden now your website is linked to your personal domain. Okay. So I see we have a couple of questions. So one is, can you use your own photo? Absolutely. So let me give you an example. Let me go back to the editing function. Let me see, I'll try something. So, okay. I won't be able to show you here, but yes. So instead of this, can you use your own photo? So here's a photo of the author, Andrea Kane, and now I've just used that author photo. There's also something very interesting, which you'll have to trust me on because I can't share my mobile phone. But if you did this in mobile phone mode, so if you logged into your site on a mobile phone, and then you select the about, the author page, and then if you pressed on this with your finger, you would get the same window. In there is the ability to flip the camera. So instead of the photo, you could actually take a picture and use that picture that you've just taken in your author homepage. You could also flip the camera so it goes in reverse mode. So now you're looking at your phone and you're seeing yourself, and you could actually take a selfie, capture that picture, and then use that in your author homepage. Okay. All right. Someone else asked, can you upload your own images for these sliders? The answer to that is no. Currently, no. And it's something that we're thinking about, but one of the reasons that we don't allow that is that image licensing is a very tricky area. All of these images, everything you see, are properly licensed, so we have the rights to allow you to use them, but we don't necessarily know. People will just say, well, if I Google this image and I get it on the internet, we're trying to avoid legal issues. And if there are lawyers, I think there's probably one lawyer who I saw someone was writing legal nonfiction. That's a very tricky area. So we're trying to keep everyone in a safe place. But we'll see if that gets requested a lot. We may allow that to happen. Someone's asked a good question. I assume the same responsiveness for tablets. So just to show you, because it's real easy to do. So I'm going to pretend that this is an iPad, and now this website is now what this page would look like on an iPad. So let's go to a book, and no stone unturned. And here's what this page would look like on a tablet. And of course, if I flipped it, That's what it would look like on a landscape tablet. Okay. All right. Can I sell my book from this website? Okay. Great question. I totally missed this opportunity. So let me actually do this. Very important. Thank you for asking that good question. Let me go back into No Stone Unturned. It's nice to write a book. It's even better to sell a book. So now let me show you what we can do. So under Buy Now, we give you the ability to set up buy links. So I'm going to add a buy link. And I'm going to add one to, in this case, to Amazon. And I don't happen to have the link handy. But, you know, obviously there would be buy my book. There would be an ASIN number associated with that. And now what happens is when I go over to the website, and let me go over to No Stone Unturned. And now I'm viewing this the way a reader would do this. If I click buy now, now I can buy this book at Amazon, and you can see at the bottom left-hand side of my screen, this shows up. So now you're in the e-commerce business. Now, you know, referring this to other people, but it's more important that you sell the book down the road. Okay, let me see some other questions. You know, I understand concerns, but I have copyright, you know, so you might take this into account. So I think that we may allow people to add images in different places. I think we're going to permit that. You know, part of it also is there's a lot of work to getting the images exactly the right size. So we have to put some work into allowing that to happen. But I think down the road we will allow people to do that. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention, you know, we're probably coming to the end fairly soon. If people can hang out a little bit longer, I am going to show you, you know, a special offer for people who attended, a discount for you if you're interested in author homepage. So just hang out if you would for a couple minutes, and we'll be happy to share that with you. So let me just go back over what we've learned, what I've showed you. So again, author homepage allows you to create pages for each one of your books, no limit on that. You're able to add a book or multiple books. You're able to do it in two different ways. One way is to insert, use the Bowker integration with books in print to be able to put in your ISBN number, and information that's been entered comes in automatically, including cover images. If that's not available or you wish to do it differently, you can upload your book cover, type in your information, including your excerpt. I've also showed you the ability to add a link for e-commerce reasons to Amazon. And by the way, you know, we love independent booksellers. So we have examples, if you look at forensicinstincts.com, of independent booksellers. It can be any link to any bookseller, and I encourage you to put multiple links. And oftentimes what we do is if you have a physical book, we list it one way. We can list ebooks, however you choose to do that. The other thing that we showed you how to do is to create an author profile. You can take any image that you have on your computer hard drive. I've explained that you have the ability to take a selfie or a picture, a professional picture that's been taken of you, and use that image. With respect to the slider, we have the ability to use 1,500 different images from multiple different genres. You can choose your own words. One thing that's true of authors, they're great at coming up with words. You can pick your own marketing hooks to use in the slider, and then use different animation, colors, things to showcase that. With respect to colors, again, I think I've showed you how to change colors. That is easy to do as well. We've thought about the fact that you just don't want this to be at an author homepage domain, but you want this to be at your domain. We've set that up. And of course, in today's world, selling to consumers, I can tell you that more than half of the people will view your website from a mobile site. And having that look great is very critical in today's day and age, okay? Someone asked a question is, you know, with linking to a bookseller, do you have to set something up with them first? Some booksellers offer a commission, which might be a way for you to make a little bit of money. It's generally a couple percent. Amazon does that. if you set up a relationship with them. I think Barnes and Noble, Apple, iTunes, it's becoming less and less worthwhile. You're going to make more money through the selling of your book in terms of royalties, but you don't need to ask permission. Honestly, they're so thrilled to have you refer business, but it's a nice thing to do. So, for example, if a bookseller is doing an event for you, it's a nice thing to let them know that you're linking to their site. They appreciate that because every sale that they get from you is a reason why the next book that you write, they're going to want to invite you back. Okay, let's see. Question about purchasing link that allows for coupon codes. The coupon codes, it depends on the website. So, for example, it's an interesting question. I can't answer that because every website is different. So, for example, if let's say a link was amazon.com/ASIN/your ASIN number slash coupon code equals this. There are ways to add other information in URLs. If the purchasing link, the place website allows that to happen, to pre-fill a purchasing code or source code or other things, that's a way to get a coupon code in there so they know that it's from your author site. All right. We're right at 2 o'clock, and I know we started late. I'm happy to hang out here, but I also promised something to people, and I want to live up to my promise, which is this. So I want to say thank you to everyone for attending, and especially for sitting there for 15 minutes while we had to resolve our link issue. And again, apologies for that. But for those of you who sat through this, and we do appreciate this and waited, we have a special discount code good through the end of the month. AHP Web will save you 10%. And I'm happy to hang out here as long as people would like. So by all means, we can continue this. We're not going to be cut off. But if you have to go, we do understand that your time is valuable. And please email us at support@authorhomepage.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. As always, the support team at My Identifiers is awesome. And if you prefer to pose the questions through them, if they can answer them, great. If not, they're really good about getting the questions to us. Okay. Another question: what about a PayPal link for selling your books from your site? So I'm going to assume that this question is more like that you wish to have your own e-commerce site. So, for example, yeah, I think the answer to that is yes. It could be a PayPal site. So if you have a link, paypal.com/my-site/whatever, and it takes someone to a PayPal landing page, I think you can do that. And then you can, you can collect the money from them, receive the order from PayPal, and then in fact you could ship the book to them. Okay. Let me see a question. Are you saying I can buy and make it mine on my webpage I already have? Yes, absolutely. So let's say, for example, you had, let's say you were an author, Books by Diana. That was your URL that you wanted to use. All right. And let's say you're using it now, or you've registered it now. So where I have you absolutely get an author homepage, create your website. When you're ready, there's a way to point Books by Diana right to this author homepage website, and it will become now your website. Okay. Can an author site be used internationally? Absolutely. This website's accessible and available to everyone all over the globe. Okay. Someone asked, does your book need to be in a special format to use this software? No, this is nothing special at all. You can absolutely do this with anyone. Let me just see what else is coming in. Someone's asking a question about processing, shipping internationally. Better to say, okay. My suggestion, if you're dealing internationally and you wish to do that, look, Amazon is the gorilla in the room. They represent 50%, like it or not, they represent 50% of the book industry. They are very, it's a very good way to initially, as a starting author, get your book available and out there. that might be the best way to do this to get started. That would be my suggestion. On the other hand, if you're selling physical books and you're having it printed and there's no mechanism, you don't want to use Amazon's printing services and others, and you wish to fulfill that, uh, there are other ways that you can do that and 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 accomplish that. Uh, Yeah, so someone's asking about the coupon code. Yes, 10% off for a full year after the 2-week trial. That is correct. So it would be, 10% reduction for the first year. Okay. Someone asked, does this use PowerPoint and PDF and PowerPoint? No, this is all built on web technology, a lot of different web technology. Something I forgot to mention earlier on is that the slider, the front slideshow, uses artificial intelligence technology, and it automatically sizes the picture and fits it to the device that it's on. It looks at the content of the picture and says, it would look better if it was moved a little bit, up a little bit, shrunk a little bit, all that's going on. So someone's asking about the subscription. Yes, it is a paid annual service for the use of the software. So if you subscribe after the trial to Author Homepage for 1 year, you get your website hosted. You get all the updates. There are going to be updates to this product, new features that are going to be released. All of that is included in that price. There is nothing else that you need to do. You can continuously edit it. There's no limit to the number of edits that you can make, no limit to the number of changes that you can make, all of that. Okay. Someone's asking if we'll email the coupon to everyone that attended the webinar. That's a great question. Yes, the answer is yes. Thank you for that. So you don't have to copy it down or remember it. Okay, someone asked, what's the cost for a year? So the cost is $299. Take roughly $30 off. It will be $269 for the people who attended this webinar. So is support included in the subscription price? Yes. Okay. So let's talk about support. Will we build your author homepage website for you? So, some people have asked, well, if I send you my images and I send you my text, can you put this together for me? We won't do that for you. But if you have problems using the system, if you have a question using the system, will we answer that included in that price? Yes, we will. Okay. Uh, Something else I didn't mention. We really love to hear from customers, and we respond to every single one of them. So if you have a suggestion, if you have a comment, I really like this, and I'm going to take all these comments about, some folks have suggested I'd like to be able to use my own images. We're taking that comment very seriously, and we will take other comments seriously. And our attitude is, if it's a good idea, we're going to do that. So we're happy to do that. Okay. Once I use an image from my slider, are they forever part of my website until I change that? The answer is yes. We're not planning on removing any image. So that image is there until you decide to change it. And some people will feel like changing it. We're also going to be adding new images down the road. So, we hope to be able to add that. Okay. I see we have a visitor from Germany. Stay well, and thank you for coming. Much appreciated. By the way, for any foreign visitors, I'd be interested to hear from you. Please use that email address. Is English okay, or would you like to see this, for example, in German? For your audience, is your audience comfortable seeing words like books in English, or would they prefer to see that in German? We are in the process of making it multilingual, or at least allowing people to just choose their language of, I don't know how we'll accomplish that within the construct, but we have plans to make this internationally aware for people. So please let us know your thoughts on that, about how you would like to see that happen. Okay. Okay, let's see. Are you going to help me use it on my website or am I using your website? Okay. I just want to make sure I understand that. Okay, so you, this service is hosted on our servers. It is, when I say it's our website, it's our technology. Okay, you are borrowing it from us if you want to look at it that way. Every person's website is completely separate and independent. You have your own website server for every person who signs up. It is totally separate and apart from anyone else. It is not a shared service. So Mary's website is different from Philip's website. It has nothing to do one from the other. Okay. Someone's asked, I presently have a website. Would this be a duplicate or can I merge it? The answer is, if we think this is one of the best looking websites we've seen, if you agree, we would love to have you as a customer take your content and move it to author homepage and eliminate where you are now. Because from what I've seen in other places, this is probably one of the best looking websites. So there's no reason to have two. I would just take the content and migrate it. Okay, a sale link for multiple formats, ebook, paperback, audio. Here's what I'd suggest on that. So let's say, for example, I have, so a bookseller in my area is Watchung Booksellers, okay, independent that we love. So I would put, maybe Watchung, booksellers. I'd put parens ebook, and then I'd put the link to the ebook. Watchung paperback, or maybe an abbreviation, and I'd put the link. Watchung audio, I put the link. That way you can show multiples, and this way the person who clicks on it knows what they're getting. Now, oftentimes, if you link to a higher level, the website itself will allow people to take them to the product page, and then if they want paper, look at Amazon. You can go for the paperback, you can go for the audio. Most companies have that capability as well. Okay, again, someone asked the price of using the website. That's $299. It'll be $269 for people who attended the webinar. Let me just see if I've missed anything. Mention support is included. Yes. Can we provide references of current or past clients? This way we can see the diversity and what those authors have done with their sites. We just launched this service. I think honestly, here's my suggestion. I would look at not just websites of clients. I would look at all author websites. I would look at not only authors in your genre. I would look at others. I would look at colors. I would look at types of information that they present. And then I would just do your own thing. There are 1,500 images that you can choose from. There's 15 different color palettes. There's the diversity of your content. There are literally millions of possible combinations. I'd love to see what you do, and then send me an email to support at author homepage. There's also some interesting things that we're looking at doing. So about adding some features. So I think I find that when we also build custom websites for other clients, and what I look at is art and other things in not only in the digital world, but in the non-digital world. And that's my suggestion to you. Be inspired by things everywhere around you. Beautiful things, different things, creative things that you see in your space. Someone asked if I heard of Designer. What do you think? I have not heard of Designer. I will actually go check it out and see. So I can't comment. Why did we build author homepage? What we found is that we looked at many tools. There are other tools out there to accomplish this, but what we found is that they're toolkits. It's literally like, building a website is like building a house. It's difficult. It's complicated. Most website companies, whether it's WordPress or some of our competitors, if you will, their attitude is, we'll give you a saw, we'll give you a hammer, we'll give you a screwdriver and pliers. And go figure out, go be the architect and go ahead and figure out how to do this. And using a hammer or a screwdriver and a pair of pliers and a saw are easy enough to go do that. You know, what we find is that most people get lost. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to use the tools, and the tools are not as easy as people think. So what we've done is we've gone, you know, as a long way to make it easy, and then given people millions of options to do this. Okay. Someone asked about adding a blog page. That's something that we're seriously going to add in the future, the ability to add a blog page. Don't know if that will be in the base offering because it's a lot of work, but the answer is we will do that. Okay. So people asked about to promote your site and increase SEO rankings. Okay. So for those people that are interested in learning a little bit about SEO, so a couple things. I glossed over Google Analytics. So to this person who's digitally aware, Google Analytics is a very good way, a free way of tracking visits. So if you get a Google Analytics account, your UA number, we have a place to put that, and you can certainly do that, and then use your analytics dashboard to track everything that's going on. Okay, one of the features that we're rolling out is going to be a site map that automatically builds. So you don't have to build your site map. It will automatically be there. And as you add pages, it will automatically change and be there. So that will happen. We've also introduced tagging underneath the hood. Okay, so that other sites, schemas, and again, for the people who are saying, what's that? What is he talking about? I'm just trying to tell you there's a lot of really good stuff under the hood for those people who don't know about it. Just know that you've got some good things there for you. For those people who know this, it's really good stuff. So we have schema markups underneath some of the pages. So, and let me just tell you lastly about SEO. So it used to be great to do this, and I don't want to discourage people from generating content, but the value of SEO has gone down because people like Google and Facebook wish to sell you advertising, and Amazon and others. So I'm just warning you, it's be careful with your money. Okay. Is this strictly an author's website? I'm an author, but I do inspirational speaking. Can this website be used for that? Interesting question. Maybe. So I tell you what, to the person, Hattie, I guess, I tell you what, Hattie, send me your information to support at author homepage. Let's take that one offline. I think that I think this would fit. But it may take a little bit. So let's dialogue. I'm happy to dialogue with you by email. So let's do that. If you have books or ebooks that you use for your inspirational and for speaking and training, I think it could work. Even if they're ebook only, I think that could work. So if I do the 2-week trial, will I be able to use the coupon code for reduced price? I think I can't answer that. My sense is, look, I think the answer to that is, well, tell you what, this was Sonia. Look, if the code doesn't work, email me, all right? I know some folks. I'll see if we can make it work. I think the fact that you sat here through this, I think that earns you. And if you haven't signed up, and obviously 2 weeks takes you into May, I think we'll find a way to make it work, Sonia. So I'll answer that yes, and I'll make sure that if somebody attended this and it goes beyond the 2 weeks, that you get the discount code. Okay. No worries. Someone said they came a little late. If you have a website already, how would this be integrated? Okay. So if you have a domain already, there is a feature in the editing function that allows you to put your domain in. And once you do that, it takes maybe 10 minutes. There's some work that you need to do. It's called DNS. I'm not going to go into teaching everyone what that means, but DNS work needs to be done. You need to point that domain to your server, to the IP address of your server. Okay, someone understands that. Good. Then once you do that first, then we can accept your domain in, and then 10 minutes later, it's done. It's as simple as that. Okay. All right. What else? Any other questions? Hey, what did people think about it? I had a poll that I'm not able to trigger, but tell me this: what do you think about, author homepage? What do you like about it? Interesting. Would you help us set it up? Now that's an interesting question. We've had we've had that. People have asked this question. Okay. I'll tell you what, there's still some people online. If someone is interested in having us take their content and build it for us, send me an email and just let me know, hey, I'd like to do this, but I'd like somebody to do it for me. Okay. This is not the first time it's come up. I don't know the answer to that. I need to consult with my people and consult with my identifiers, but maybe we'll try it as an experiment for someone or for a couple people and see what we learn. So yeah, email me and let's see. Okay, someone else talked about DNS, so this is a topic of interest to me as well. All right, so DNS is the way, it's kind of like an address book. It's a way to link your domain name to an IP address. And it's a little technical, and every registrar has a different way of making that happen. But basically, that address lookup is what tells people that tryahp.com should point over here, or books by Diana should point over here. And for some people, they get it. They're familiar enough they can make that happen. We also offer a service called DNS Help because it takes a bit of time to do that. And then that's available through my identifiers. It's a $75 one-time fee. And what we'll do is actually do a Zoom session. We'll literally Zoom with you. We'll use your computer. You'll sign on. We won't know your credentials. And literally what we'll do is wherever you've registered your domain, we'll help you set up that DNS. And then we'll help you log into your website and get that set up so you're all set to go. Okay. All right, good. Okay. So some folks said, great. What else? What other questions? Any other questions that I can, that I can answer? Again, the elements of author homepage that we've selected are based on our experience in being involved in publishing for many, many years. So this was not just a web person creating this. This is done with an extensive over 30 years of working in and around the publishing industry. So we've worked with a lot of authors in different ways. We know a lot of authors and editors and publicists and others. And so the elements that are in this website are ones that are very important and very helpful to marketing your books. So that's one thing I didn't mention, but I will mention to the people who are hanging in there. Okay. Anything else? I'm happy to stay here, but I don't want people to feel obligated to hang out here with, So, is there anything else I can show someone? I want to revisit something. Okay, where do we go on to Bowker to order the free trial? Okay, so if you go to myidentifiers.com/ I think it's AHP, or if you just go into the product, that free trial should be right there. Okay, and not a problem. Let's see, is this one of the best author web platforms for self-published authors? Absolutely, because we created it. I had to be a little bit of, now look, I can't answer that. It's the only one that I'm aware of. Okay. One of the reasons that we partnered with Bowker and My Identifiers is there's no one better in this business. Bowker, Bowker lives, breathes, and knows more about books than anyone. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're a Bowker My Identifiers customers tells me that you're serious about your book and about your craft, and you've partnered with the best. And um, look, we didn't get this because we're good looking. We got this opportunity because it was a shootout, and the people who made the decision liked what they saw. But at the end of the day, look, I haven't seen this quite done this way. I can tell you this, that our approach to web development as a company is very different. The ability to have, you'll hear things like mobile first. We've been doing that for many years. What's unusual is to bring this kind of quality into what is a relatively affordable price, because we understand authors have taken a vow of poverty, and this is not always, it's just the way it is. And so we think the value is incomparable, but I'm a little bit biased. Best way to contact me, support@authorhomepage.com. So please, by all means, reach out, ask me other questions after this. We will answer everyone in one way, shape, or form. Okay. Thank you. You're not techie, but you have someone else to do this. But this is, yeah, it is. For someone who's wondering, can I do this myself? I think if you can drive a mouse, you can do this. I think there's nothing that you're asked to do that you can't do yourself. If you've written a book, you've used a word processor. You saw systems that were very much like a word processor. I think the answer is you can do this. You don't have to. My guess is the book covers. You're going to have other people create that for you. Images, you don't have to choose them, pick them. All of that's been done for you. Okay. Again, how do we contact you? Yes, use the support email. It will come to me right now. I'm on the front lines of support because I want to interact with all of our customers. I want to see what issues they have. I want to hear what compliments they have. I want to hear what suggestions they have. So I'm not really entrusting that to anyone in my organization just yet. Not because I'm afraid they're not going to respond well. They will, but it's too important to me as the product creator to have that kind of direct contact with customers, because already there have been some really good suggestions that we're already in the process of implementing. Okay. Great question. Are you including step-by-step instructions on how to do this? The answer is we are going to be releasing little video snippets. So for example, how do I edit my logo? Okay, show you how to do that. How do I add a book? We're going to be releasing that. We'll be creating an author homepage YouTube channel, and we'll be publishing that on that. Okay. Oh, one other thing I neglected to mention. So for the person who asked about step-by-step instructions, let me just quickly roll over here. So when we're in a window, there's a little help message with underneath the question mark. So it's short and sweet. It's not going to give you step-by-step instructions, but it tells you the most important things that you want to remember. So edit your book information and remember to save the changes. So it kind of helps you a little bit, but not an awful lot. Okay. Let me go back to this. Did you announce the price per month to subscribe after the free trial? So it is right now currently an annual subscription. The price is after the free trial. It's $2.99 a year, about $35, maybe less, $25 a month. And with a 10% AHP web coupon, that brings it down to $269. Okay. Uh, what else? What else can I tell you? Anything that anyone missed that they would like to see? There's still quite a number of people hanging out. Happy to do that. Someone asked, can I take this webinar again? Yeah, we're absolutely going to need to do this webinar again. I think again, the link got messed up. There are some things that we had planned in the other. Zoom allows you to create more than one webinar, and I think we missed out on that. So I think we're going to repeat this. And so yes, you can certainly take this again and see it again. One of the things that we had hoped to do is, oh, okay, it's actually working. Excuse me. So I'm recording this webinar. So what we'll be able to do is actually we'll post this up on the YouTube channel. So if you prefer to do this via YouTube and not sit through the live version, but we're happy to have you do both. So, you can see the YouTube channel at your leisure. But the other thing is that if we do little videos, I think, you'll be able to go do that. A couple of other questions. Someone's asked, if there's a link I can watch again, that'll help me to decide. Yes, Hattie. What we'll do is when we publish the YouTube link, we will send that out to everyone, thanking them, giving them the code, again, the discount code, and a link to the YouTube so that they can replay this. Someone asked Shirley, I think, can you sell an ebook from the site? Absolutely. Okay, so just to show everyone quickly, I think that might be worth repeating again. So here, okay, so let me do this. So here I'm going to go to Amazon. I'll show you how easy this is to do since we have a few users. And I'm going to go no stone turned. Andrea Kane, okay. So this whole huge mess, there are easier ways to do this, but I'm just going to grab this from Amazon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm just going to replace this. And I just saved that, okay? And what I'm going to do now is go over to the site, try author homepage. Let me refresh this page. And here's buy links, buy at Amazon, and now you can see it's that crazy long thing. Now here's something interesting I didn't show, but notice how it opens up in another web page. That's a really smart way to do things because you don't want to lose people. That you want them here where they can always be back to your website by one tab away. But now this is the site that, so now they're able to buy your ebook right then and there. So I hope that answered the question about how you do that. And again, this could be to the iTunes store. It could be to the Nook store. It could be to, even better, an independent bookseller. Okay. So do you need to have it already, have it for sale somewhere else? Yeah, I would say so, right? Because if there's no such thing as a generic link, It's well, all right. So let's take Amazon for example. So let's say my book was coming out in June, next month or July. Amazon, if let's say you're going to self-publish that through the Kindle store, through Kindle Desktop Direct, excuse me, Kindle Direct Publishing (KDP), I believe they allow you to put the book on pre-sale 3 months earlier, which is a good idea to do that. So let's say the book isn't coming out for 3 months, you can get pre-orders on that book. So once there's a place where you can, let's put it this way. So Shirley, to answer your question, once that link is live at a website, and generally it could be a pre-order, you don't want to frustrate people. So if there's a coming soon link, you probably don't want to put it there because there's no information that they can get. And the information is already on your website, so there's nothing extra that they can get. I would advise you to wait until they can either pre-order it or they can order it. Once they can pre-order it or order it, then there's some reason to give them the link. And I think they would appreciate waiting until that happens. I know we're all excited about selling the book, but until they can actually do it, when you get them excited and if they read the content and they see your beautiful cover and they're all excited about it, fulfill them, at least let them pre-order it, right? And yeah, it may take a month or 2 or 3 for them to get it, but let them do that. Okay, let's say my pretty color law book is on ISSUU as an e-flip page book. Can I put the flip sample? Interesting. Okay, so it's a couple things. So is there a URL to that ISSU eFlip page book? Yes, great. So here's what I would do. Okay. In the book, what I would do is under description, I would describe the book. Okay. And then what I would do is for now, I would put the link in. Okay. That will work. And when they click on the link, so they can actually do this. So yeah, I'll show you everyone this quickly because they might want to put a link. So, all right. See, I could go link text to display. Okay, let's just call ISSUU. Okay, and what link should this go to? myidentifiers.com. So I'm going to insert the link, and I gotta get down here. I'm going to save it, and then I'll go over here. And you see now this is a link. And if I click on the link, so this could be your ISSU, right? And now you've taken them to your eFlip book. Okay. Dr. Owen, thank you for staying up till 1:30 in the morning in Bangkok. Okay. Good to see you. Okay. But for now, that's the way I would handle this. So you can literally take someone to your eFlip book. Down the road, we may allow other ways of embedding content in this. I won't get into the technical details of how, but I believe that might allow that ISSU to do that. Okay. Another question. Is it possible to have someone tech savvy help with the design and set of images until we get more how to operate everything in the program control panel? Okay, so again, if you're interested in having it what I call a do it for me, okay, this is Britain. send me an email, please, with your information, and it's something that we'll explore. This is not the first request we've received, and we might, uh, entertain an experimental program just to see, what this might be about. So please email me, and we'll dialogue with you about it. Someone asked, "Is there a good place to sell an ebook besides Amazon?" Yes. Okay. Well, okay. So Shirley, let me ask you a question. If you can chat this up, uh, how are you distributing your ebook? How are you doing this through KDP? Are you doing this through another mechanism? How are you distributing your ebook so that I can answer this intelligently? So let me answer this generically while Shirley is answering. So let's say you've written a book uh, so far just through local book signings. Okay. So you've created a book. You've printed copies. You're selling them through local book signings. Okay. So one challenge you're going to have is getting, widespread distribution of your ebook. There are platforms that can help you do this, but perhaps the cheapest and the best mechanism is to use Amazon's KDP program, Kindle Direct Publishing. So you basically take your book cover, you upload it. You first of all, you sign up for an account. You upload that book and book cover to Amazon. They will format it as a Kindle and only as a Kindle. It will be available for sale on the on Amazon, and then you can advertise that. You can you can add that to your author homepage, book, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that will not enable you to sell an ebook, okay, at, let's say, an independent bookseller. To do that, they need an EPUB format, which is more of an industry standard. Kindle is only for Amazon's devices. The rest of the world uses EPUB, but there's also a distribution mechanism. I can't answer you how would you get EPUB distributed everywhere else. You can't just go to a local bookseller and have them distribute your EPUB. That might be a question that's better suited. I think some of the My Identifiers folks had to leave the meeting, but you might, Google is your best friend search engine. See, EPUB, how to get your EPUB distributed might be the way to phrase that. The other option is maybe to put the question into My Identifiers. I don't know if there's a My Identifiers program that would help you do that, but that might be possible. They may have a program. They might have a suggestion on how to do that. So that would be my advice to you. But remember, with Amazon, you address 50% of the market just with that one. And look, unfortunately, uh, you know, independents have not been doing well with the virus and situation. There've been it's been a very difficult environment, uh, and I don't think Barnes and Noble has been doing very well. So it's been challenging, to say the least. So given if you have a limited budget, I would say that uh, maybe to start with, if this is your first book, KDP is not a bad way to go. It's a way to get yourself notoriety, get some sales, get things going, sell your physical books through book signings. Uh, that's a good way to go. What else can I answer? Any other questions that I can help answer for people? just a bit on web design and how what. So we have a little bit about author homepage. So author homepage was designed by artists. This wasn't just hacked together by programmers. This was designed and crafted by designers first and foremost. So it, as you can tell, it looks great. The images were selected by artists. The color profile was selected by artists. If you had to create this by yourself, I can tell you, because this is my business, this would be easily a $10,000 website, if not more. Uh, that's what the market value is of building this for someone. So we decided to do this right, and then we decided to price this in a way that people could afford it. And so you're getting, for those people who are interested, you're getting a website that would be out of the reach of most people. I think, even many authors and successful, authors may not have, in today's day and age, $10,000 check to write to get this website built. That's not even mentioning the hosting, the website hosting that occurs. And again, I didn't get into all the details, but there are many other aspects. There's web application firewalls, things, two-factor authentication, things that have been done to make this a very solid technological platform. And, I didn't get into updates, but we periodically roll out updates as we want to make improvements. Admittedly, there is no software in today that doesn't have bugs. We're all software users. We've all seen updates. Author homepage will have bugs. Uh, if we find them, and we will fix them, and that's our obligation, and we will roll those fixes out to everyone. Uh, the other thing that I did not mention is that since many people are not technically capable, no one asked this question. I perhaps should have mentioned this, but what happens to my content? Where is it? Is it safe? Is it protected? Every time you hit the save button, not only is it saved on the server, but we take a copy of that and we send it to the cloud. Actually, we send it to Amazon and store that. Every time you hit the save button, that's stored and saved. So if ever there's an issue, we have the ability to retrieve your unique content back from the server. So again, a lot going on for for our authors. Let's put it that way. Okay. Anything else I can answer about about websites and authors? I'm happy to do that as well. I feel badly that this got off to such a difficult beginning. All right. Maybe what I think I'll do then is I'll go back here just for one last time in case someone would like to jot down the 10% coupon code. If not, then the email address support@authorhomepage.com. If you have any other questions, look, if you haven't signed up for a free trial, let me emphasize, it is free. Okay. You've seen this. We will be posting a link to see how this was done. Will have 2 weeks to go ahead and evaluate this and try what we've put this to a test, and make this happen for yourself, and you using your content, your book cover, your words, your creativity, and put this together. And then you'll have the chance to use the coupon code and become part of the author homepage family. So again, any questions that we haven't answered, please reach out via email. Of course, if you misplace it, you can always reach out to my identifiers and submit the questions. They're very good about getting them to me. So again, on behalf of the My Identifiers team, on behalf of Author Homepage and my company, I want to thank you all for attending and being so generous of your time and patience while we resolve some technical issues. And again, I hope to see you and dialogue with you, and we'd love to have you as author homepage clients. Thank you again, and have a great day.